Welcome back to Spookier Celluloids SOVini. And if you're wondering where was the SOV reviews, well, technically, since this is a thing that I do on both channels, my review for Coven of the Black Cube on my main channel was part of the series, and also what we're gonna be reviewing this week on the podcast is also part of this series. But yeah, on the Spookier Celluloid channel, this is the third day, I think, and it's Vile 21. What's 9 plus 10? 21? You stupid. Anyways, yeah, Vile 21, which I purchased at the Vinegar Syndrome Rad sale, which there's an unboxing of that on my Patreon, and it's coming up also on my main channel update. Why is the color all funky? Probably because of this cover, because it's a lot of green, so it's trying to white balance, and the camera's like, no green, we don't like the green. So yeah, Vile 21, look at this amazing early late 90s SOV cover of like this monster trying to get up a tower. So yeah, Mike Strain Jr., that's who directed this, and from what I understand, he is a special effects artist, and honestly, clearly it shows, because this movie's highlight are the special effects. This isn't like a great SOV film. It's pretty good. It just takes a while to get there. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of yapping, and but once the monster gets there, it's pretty goddamn cool. The story is really simple. It's this scientist with like a long hair and a bald spot is I can't laugh because I'm also getting starting to, my hairline is thinning. So he is a scientist, and there's a meteorite who crashed on Earth. This little tiny meteorite, and a private company hires a bunch of scientists, including our main character, to study it to see, I don't know, if they can extract money from something in the meteorite. And then these two agents show up who pretend to be scientists, but only the main science dude, Ponytail, and the government, I guess. Are they government? I don't know. But they're hiding in the group of scientists, and then the Ponytail tells them, you know, things about science, so they blend in, right? But yeah, eventually, I guess either the FBI or like these corporate people really want to speed up the process, and then the science dude, Ponytail, figures out that there's some living matter inside the meteorite. So the corporate or FBI are like, let's start on human tests, and our main science guy is like, that's a bit early, we'll start with a cat. And then we get this adorable little cat who meows a lot. My cat was in the room while I was watching this. She was sleeping on me, and then the cat started meowing at the movie. She looked at the TV, and then she got jealous of the possibility of having another cat around, so she left the room. Thank you, Mike Strain. Anyways, they want to speed up the process even more, so main Ponytail dude is like, okay, I don't really want to start on humans, but if I don't have a choice, there's this dude that's homeless who basically sleeps close to the garbage at this laboratory, which is clearly just like an abandoned building, and so he's like, hey dude, you want some money and some food, all you have to do is like some tests. And then the guy's like, how much you pay me? And then the Ponytail is like $5. And then the dude is like, I'll do it for $10. Which even with inflation, $10 in 1998 was just like $20 today. Which seems like a low price for basically being a rablat. Lab rat? What the fuck am I saying? So he injects the poor homeless guy, who turns into the monster from the cover, and then we get an amazing blend of some pretty not great stop motion, but any stop motion is great. And this leads to this being one of the most like ambitious film I've seen so far for Essovini. Not the best, but the most ambitious, because there's some stop motion, there's some puppet work, there's some not optical effects, but like, you know, what they do in like Lord of the Rings to make things look smaller. All of that with this monster who honestly comes out pretty goddamn well, and then it's basically this cat and mouse chase for the rest of the movie. And yeah, this movie's pretty good. Like I said, it's nothing spectacular. My biggest problem is how slow it is to get going. I don't mind slow movies. I really don't mind slow movies, so it didn't bother me a lot, but I can see how some people can get bored by the first like 40 minutes. It could have been trimmed down, even especially because this is a re-edit. So the main thing we see on this disc is a re-edit. I did quickly look at the original cut, which you can get in VHS quality too. So if you're a purist, you can get the original cut on VHS quality, like basically from the tape. And it was an hour 22. Well, where was I going? Yeah, so it could have been even more trimmed down because the main feature is an edited version of the original film. What they did basically is they have the VHS-C, I think they call it, SVHS, like Super VHS, which looks way better than regular VHS, and they re-edit the movie from those master tapes. So the transfer looks pretty good for a SOV movie. Like, the transfer is pretty crisp, pretty much as good as you can get, because it's the master SVHS tapes. So SVHS, better quality than just regular VHS, and then you get the masters. So the movie itself looks pretty good for a SOV film, but if you're a purist, you can get the straight VHS rip too. And yeah, so it could have been trimmed down. Not a big deal. I'm curious to see the original cut too. I wonder like how it looks. But yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. Like I said, the effects are pretty good. And honestly, like, the cinematography looks pretty good. The guy knew how to shoot monsters and special effects for them to look pretty decent. So I was quite surprised. Like, you'd think that a movie with these good of special effects, especially SOV, would overdo the monster shots, but it doesn't overdo the monster shots. It's a fun movie. I'd recommend it to SOV fiends, especially like monster movie SOV monster movie fiends, which I think there's a serious like lack of SOV monster films. You know, we get a lot of SOV slashers, we get a lot of like pretty much SOV slashers. I'm looking at my collection, I'm like, yeah, they're pretty much all slashers. Or in the vein of a slasher, but we don't really have a lot of like straight up monster movies that are shot on video. So for that, it's pretty original. Yeah, I'd recommend it. I gave it like a 7. Like, it's a pretty good movie. Like, it's realistically, it's probably like a 6.5, but I had fun with this, so I personally gave it like a 7. The IMDb score is way too low. I think it has like a 3.6, which is, come on, people. At least this movie has heart and passion behind it. So, and honestly, when you're watching an SOV film, that's all you really need, heart and passion. Like, the people behind this were passionate. This was a passion project, a labor of love, and everyone does a pretty good job, even though the hair, I gotta show you this before I stop this video, because I almost forgot. I took a lot of picture of this man's hair. Look at this silly, goofy dude. Yeah. Very late 90s. So this, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is 1998, so it's not 80s, but there's some hairstyles that are very 90s. Yeah, I like it. 7 out of 10. If you're curious, maybe buy it on a sale. Do like I did. I bought it during the out of print sale. Was this out of print or was just rad sale? I don't think this cost me a lot, honestly. So yeah, thank you guys. See you guys next time.